Clocks are different. (7:30), we'll call the meeting. Thanks, Rita. Call the meeting of the evidently it's not time yet. Call the meeting of the Board of Adjustments, July 9th to order. And Secretary, please record the roll.
Maybe we should wait for it.
Pardon? Okay. She can get it. Thank you. And you may record the roll of officers present, directors present. The motions and minutes of June 11th, make that correction on your agenda. Are there any corrections or additions to the June 11th? How are we doing? I'll try a different one that's at the... Is that okay? Okay, we'll go from here then with a different mic. The June 11th minutes. Are there any corrections or additions? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve?
I would make a motion that we approve the minutes as recorded on June 11th.
Motion by Pat, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Trevor. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried without dissent. Okay, we have two items on our regular agenda for this morning, both dealing with the same property. We will take them individually. Number one is to consider a variance request to allow for a reduced front yard setback from 20 feet minimum required for a general commercial to 3.5 feet. The site located at 450 East Ballard. Who's here to speak?
Thank you. Andrew Schrank with Highlands Engineering, representing the owner, West Dakota Oil. As you stated, this is a variance application for the building setback of the current West Dakota Oil site along Ballard. The reasoning for this setback is the owner has plans to construct a larger C-store and car wash and expand the fuel tanks on this site. And with the layout to get proper site flow through this site, allow for proper site flow through the car wash, it helps to lay this building out in a north-south configuration. And to get the size of C-store that they would like to put on this site to serve the area, they would like to encroach into that 20-foot setback required by the GC zoning. We are requesting a reduction up to 3.5 feet. The reasoning for that 3.5 feet is for proper site distance. We did include some renderings in our application showing what that site distance would look like to the west. We also had some comments from city staff last week regarding the site distance to the east. I'm not sure if you received the additional rendering we did to the east.
I did.
Okay, thank you. So we also showed that there is adequate site distance to the east as well. With that, I guess I would take any questions you may have.
Questions? Comments?
Like Mr. Schrank just said, he did give us some site distances. With that, we do have a section in our code that's vision clearance, so allowing the reduction does encompass our vision clearance zone, which is a 30-foot triangle. That's what I referred to last week when I talked to Mr. Schrank. Whether or not the vehicle location depicted in what we have here includes that or not, I guess I'd like to, how close are we to that?
I guess I'm not sure, the 30-foot in your code is measured from where? Is there a,
Actually, we've gone from the curb, it would be from the curb to the east and to the south, and you'd connect and create that triangle.
okay. If you look at the site plan that we submitted, it gives the dimensions that we had used. It was a black and white rendering with some red triangles. And we had assumed that the car would sit basically with the front end at the curb line, so not into the street, but at the curb line, and went, I believe it was 8 feet back from there. You have one that looks like this. That would show the distances that we had assumed, where that car would park when leaving.
I don't have that one.
I don't have that one either.
I could sure pass this around if you'd like. And
Leonard, you said it- on the new building side, it did meet the 30?
On the new, let's see, that actually was my question. I believe on the new building side it would meet, but on the existing structure to the east it would not. Depending on where the driveway would be, if the driveway is right up against the property line, it would not meet based on the calculations that I took.
And the driveway on the east is actually in place today, and some of that actually goes on to the Viking Glass site. So to eliminate that driveway, you would have to also eliminate access to the Viking Glass site on the west side of their building. So by eliminating that, you're not only affecting the West Dakota Oil site, you would be affecting the neighboring Viking Glass site, which I'm not sure if they would be agreeable to that or not, but
The apron from the Viking Glass, is that right? Okay, I see what you're talking about. The
yeah, if
property-
you looked at the first page of that, it would show kind of the driveway. It extends over to the east into the Viking Glass property as well.
And it is an existing apron, but there really is no established driveway there. I mean, it's onto gravel or plank roll.
Sure,
So
sure. We did also include a couple pictures of what that site distance looks like today. I think it's figures 4 and 5. If you have the current site pictures that we submitted, there are actual pictures of, the front of it looked kind of like this. If you looked at figure 4 and 5 of this would show kind of what the site distance looks like to the east today.
How much property does Viking Glass have between the driveway and their building?
30 feet, I guess is what the owner is telling me. It's about 30
that
feet.
is actually Viking Glass property, not your property?
Chris, no problem.
Yeah, when we changed when we bought the property, we actually changed the pins on it, and so he wanted 30 feet from the building west from there to keep his own. So our lot goes, we changed the lots, so 30 feet.
That
And I can't speak for himself, but I know his plans were to put cut another door on the west side of his building and have a driveway coming out that way too, for his 30 feet. That's why we left 30 feet for himself.
That changes pretty much everything from what the information I took is from our system, and it showed that the property line was 7 feet off the Viking glass structure. So if
No,
you actually
it
change
should-
that,
No, it should be 30 feet.
yeah, that pretty much changes everything.
And you guys
there.
did the replotting, didn't you?
We do
So it
have
should
the
all be
plan.
replotted. It should be 30 feet.
Thanks.
So that makes that vision triangle acceptable then?
Well, in my opinion, yes.
Okay.
That makes a lot of difference on the visual
Mhm.
going
Yes.
to the east anyhow. Okay. Other questions? Comments?
Even though these are two separate requests, they work together.
Yes.
I just want to make that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Okay, is there, hearing no comment, is there a motion to deny or grant the request for the 20-foot minimum required down to 3.5 feet?
Mr. Chairman, I would move to approve the variance findings that the requirements of section 39.12.011 have been met by the applicant for a variance.
Motion to approve? Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Pat. Further discussion? Any further discussion? Hearing none. Bruce?
Aye.
Pat?
Aye.
Trevor?
Aye.
Corey?
Aye.
And I'll vote aye. Okay. Move on to number 2, to consider a variance request to change the landscaping depth adjacent to street property lines requirement for general commercial zoning districts from 10 feet to 0 feet. The site located is the same. Site location. Any comments on does the rendering actually depict, you actually depict some landscaping in various areas? Is this going to satisfy the
With-
requirements for,
As it depicts here, if this is what they would do, the city of Dickinson would support the variance based on the rendering.
okay? I guess I failed to ask, is there anyone here to speak for or against this project? I know we have 4. Okay. Any further comments? Hearing none, is there a motion to deny or approve the request?
Mr. Chairman, I would make a motion that we approve the variance requirements of section 39.12.011, and the conditions have been met and approved, and therefore I support this motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Corey. Any further discussion?
Do we need to,
What?
do we need to add anything in the motion that speaks to the rendering as far as the landscaping on this plan?
I believe that'd be appropriate.
Phrase something along the lines of, the expectation is that the landscaping is essentially complied with what has been visually represented in the
Is that all right with your motion, Pat?
Okay, I will change that to approve the variance based on the condition that has been presented to us, the drawings that have been submitted to the group. I would vote that we approve this.
Okay, thank you. Is that all right with your second, Corey?
Yep.
Okay. Any further discussion? Thanks, Bruce. Hearing none. Pat?
Aye.
Corey?
Aye.
Bruce?
Aye.
Trevor?
Aye.
And I'll vote aye. Looks like a nice project. Thank you. Anything else, any other business? Nothing for the appeals this morning?
Nothing for the appeals this morning.
Nothing to appeal, okay. Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Move to adjourn. Second?
Second.
Second by Trevor. We are adjourned. Thank you. Thanks, everyone, for coming.